Hello everyone, my name is Stefan. Welcome to my channel SPD Nordic Vision.
So my channel is mainly talking about Nordic stuff as well as my life experiences. So if this is your first time to come to my channel, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you will not miss all the interesting stories related to Nordic as well as my life experiences. So I actually got inspired by a friend of mine who was actually watched my third video that was basically talking about the difference between Northern Europe and Southern Europe. So I thought that maybe it would be a good idea to just make a video to tell how I live in 5 different countries in my 20s. And after my stories, I will be giving you some tips and some of my thoughts and ideas regarding moving to a new country, or if you are struggling with your current position and you want to make a move, then I hope this video will encourage you and give you some idea how you can do that. And if you haven't seen my third video, then go and check out the link right over here that I put. And please let me know how do you feel about learning languages, and you're more than welcome to let me know your language learning stories. Without further ado, let's get started. So back in 2014, that was 1 year after I graduated from my college in China, I was very struggling with the situation I was very confused and I couldn't find my path, just as a lot of other graduate students. And in the same time, me being a very direct person, I have the difficulties of fitting into the indirect Chinese culture. So I always feel like I'm a little bit too different from the others. Because of these 2 reasons, I decided to move to another country to just give a try, to experience something different. And at that time, I have a Greek friend who introduced me a job in Cyprus. I decided to give a try. Then I actually got that job offer. But the funny thing is, in the same time, I also got a job offer from a job in Bahamas. I have talked to some of my friends and also my family, and eventually I decided to go to Cyprus because I'm always been more interested into the European culture, and I thought by living in Cyprus would be much easier for me to visit Nordic countries. So that's why I decided to move to Cyprus. I still remember it was 3rd of March 2015. I was on an airplane and I was flying to Cyprus. And 1 day later, when I arrived in Larnaca airport, I just feel so satisfied and so released. And I know that I'm gonna live in Cyprus, my second home. I was very, very excited and everything was new to me. There's, of course, a lot of difference between Cyprus and China. For example, if you live in the big cities in China, then you get used to pop onto the metro and it will be very easy for you to get to everywhere, every corner of the city. But in Cyprus, there's no metro, there's no railway stations, so it can be like a bit difficult if you do not drive. And I didn't have a driving license back then, but I tried to avoid the disadvantages and try to enjoy what I have there. And Paphos is a very beautiful city. There you can find a lot of restaurants, bars, because Paphos is actually a very touristic city, as I mentioned in my previous video. But because of that, I started to feel a little bit like um, it's a bit too quiet. It's a little bit too peaceful life for me. And as a young man, I want to engage more things in my life. So that comes to the second story, how I end up moving to Norway. So before thinking of moving to Norway, I was actually thinking of moving to Denmark because I love Danish culture and Danish language. But it was very difficult for me um, to get into the Danish school or getting a job in Denmark with my situation back then in Cyprus. So I was actually quite frustrated with that. But luckily, I and my sister, we visited our relative in Norway in 2016, and we got some inspirations from them. My aunt told me that if I really want to move to Nordic countries, maybe perhaps I can try Norway instead of Denmark, because all the Nordic countries have sort of similar kind of feeling. And if I really like one, then I would not dislike the other one that much. That does make a bit sense to me. So I decided to give it a try. But I didn't know how much I love Norway, so I would like to just try a short period, like 6 months, to see how I would like to engage more with Norwegian culture and stuff. So I got this summer job in Flom, and it was a very nice experience. And during the working hours, we're always very busy, but I don't even have time to think about going to the school in Norway during the same time. So it was very difficult to think about anything else when you are very busy with your work. So, but before I finish my job in Norway, I do luckily got 2 job offers, one from Greece and another one is from Iceland. So here is my another story why I eventually moved to Greece. So although I got a job offer from Iceland, but I eventually didn't make it due to the regulations from the labor office in Iceland. But in the same time, I thought that maybe I should contact the company in Greece to see if they're still looking for people. And luckily they do, so that's how I ended up in Greece. So I moved to Athens in October 2018, and I lived in Athens since then. Athens is a vivid city. This 4 million population city can offer you a lot of things. You never get bored in Athens, to put on this way. And also, if you feel like you want to escape from the city, you can always go to the port and take the boat, cruise ship to the closest islands that enjoy the beautiful nature there. So there's a lot of things that Athens can offer. But the reason why I decided to move from Athens to another place, then that was because first is my personal reasons, that I didn't feel like that I was that much kind of accepted as LGBT person. And the second was due to pandemic. So when COVID pandemic came on 17th of March, Greece went to a hard lockdown. So I was not working from then on until 18th of May. So I stayed at home for 2 months. So during these 2 months that I stayed at home, I've thought about, what am I gonna do with my future, because COVID pandemic has brought a lot of uncertainties But still, in the same time, I want to use this time and focus on doing something that I can. So, moving to Iceland to study was an idea that I think of. It was not sure until I actually submitted all of my documents. Then I got the offer from University of Iceland. Then I know that I'm definitely going to Iceland to study. And that was really difficult time to make changes because there's a lot of uncertainties going on at that time. But I still decided to do during that time. Because my theory would be if there's everything that I would like to change, then this is the right time to change. But why Iceland? Why not the other place? Well, back in 2019 August, I was invited by my Icelandic friends. So I went to Iceland for the first time ever. I had a wonderful trip there. Actually, the day that I arrived, it was the last day of Reykjavik Gay Pride. So my friend took me to a concert that was hosted by Páll Óskar. And Páll Óskar is kind of a gay icon of Iceland. So he is a singer and also a DJ. So the party went very well. It was such a nice kind of welcoming party. In my opinion. And then the next couple of days, we went to a lot of places. My friend Hannes is a professional tour guide, so he took me to do the Golden Circle, and he took me to this nice troll hotel somewhere, and also he took me to his place, his hometown, Akranes. I'm actually thinking of doing one episode just to show you Akranes. So everything that I see, it was truly amazed me. But what amazed me the most is the culture night. On that day, I have never ever seen that big amount of people. I guess it's about 100,000 Icelanders, 100,000 people who were in downtown, and there was a lot of open concerts and a lot of things going on, and it's like a big gathering. So I was truly amazed to see how Reykjavik can be so vivid, can have such a vivid city life. Yet still, Reykjavik is not a big city, but this sort of style of the cities is something that I really like. So I end up with liking Iceland a lot. But that was just an idea that actually I would like to come to Iceland for traveling. I haven't thought about coming to Iceland and to live here. Yeah. The other reasons that I've mentioned earlier, one is that I don't feel that much accepted there in Greece, being who I am, and the second is pandemic. 2020 was a very difficult time for everyone, and in my opinion, I thought that it would be good to use this time to focus on study. So I'm actually doing something instead of doing nothing without any jobs. And I'm very happy with my decision. I have been back as a student again since last year of September, and I'm really enjoying to be a student, and I'm really happy with my decision. So this is how I end up living in 5 different countries in my 20s, and I hope you enjoyed my stories. Now, I'm going to share my thoughts and tips about moving to a new place or changing your current situation. Number 1, stop complaining and start to have a plan to make a change. I guess the majority of people, once in our lifetime, have experienced that you do not like the current situation, or you don't like the country that you live in. You want to move to another place, another city. But by complaining how you dislike the current situation does not help to change the situation better. And you have to understand one thing is that if you keep on complaining how you dislike the current situation, the current city, the current country, and then you would have more and more negative thoughts. So those things will take your energy from making a move, making your first step. So this is very important to stop complaining and stop thinking negative. Number 2, if you are thinking of moving to a lot of countries and have a lot of life experiences, try to do it as early as you can, as early as possible, as young as possible. Because when you are young, you are in the situation that it's very easy for you to change your way of thinking towards the world. And also, your social value can be very easily to be changed. But during this process, you can be easily influenced by the good things or by the bad things. But traveling to a lot of places or living into a lot of places, it can be a very good thing to benefit you. So when you are young, then you have already lived in a lot of places, it helps you to think about the world internationally. So your mind, your vision is not limited, it's not stuck into one place, but a lot of gates are open to you, and you can think widely. This helps you to also deal with your difficulties in your life. We all know that there are things that we cannot learn from the books, but from traveling and living experiences. So this is very, very important to have this in your mind. Third, do not forget to do a good preparation before you move to a new country. It is a hard work to move to a new country and to deal with the new culture and the new languages. But there's certain things that you can do before you move there. For example, you can start to actually learn the language before you move there. And as I mentioned in my previous videos, language is always the key for helping you to connect to other people, to the local people. And the more local people that you connect to, and the more acceptable feelings you will have. So learning the language, in my opinion, is considered a very important thing. So try to use some of your effort onto that as a good preparation. Number 4, I would like to mention that never give up. I would say a lot of people might have American dream, but for me, I have a Nordic dream. It's not something huge, something ambitious, but it's something is always there. Since first time I met my Danish friends back in 2010 in my college, then I started to realize that how much I am connected to the Nordic culture. But I didn't know how am I going to get everything done? How am I gonna make everything happen? Maybe I will not make it happen, maybe I will. But the dream is always there. And I know that I will do whatever I can to achieve my goal. So eventually, I didn't end up in Denmark, but I ended up in Iceland, and I ended up liking here very much. I really enjoy every single day here, and I feel very satisfied and happy with the situation that I have right now. So if you are thinking of moving to a new place, but you know that this is a marathon. It's not a fireworks show. It's not gonna happen that soon. Do anything you can, but have your dream there and never give up. And what you are thinking one day will become what you are achieving. So try to think like that way, and this will help you to keep on going for your dream. Okay, so these are my tips, and I hope those tips will be truly helpful to you. Have you ever lived in other countries, and are you struggling with your current situation and you want to make a move? Please let me know your stories down below. And also, if you love my channel, love my stories, you can also follow me on the other platforms, as you can see on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, and you can also share my channel to other people that you think they may be interested in. These are the biggest supports to me, and I truly appreciate it. Okay, so thank you very much for today, and we will see each other next time. Bye.